I'm Chris Jones, and this is my story. From early childhood on through young adult life, I grew up going to a mainline denominational church. And I will tell you right now, the absolute greatest thing for me was when Jesus came into my life at an early age. Beyond any doubt whatsoever, I will say that I was greatly helped, and I benefited from much during those years. Mainly things like traditional disciplines for Christian living, which would be learning how to take time out of your day for God, personal discipline for reading the Bible, fellowshipping regularly with other church members. I will tell you that those things built within me a foundation that has kept me through some of the darkest days of my life. On the other side of that, we had beliefs with practices that were legalistic in nature. The legalistic nature was that which would range from how you should dress and places you should go, the music you should listen to, how you should recreate and how you should socialize. Very structured and stiff. And so anything outside of that was considered to be very wrong. You were considered to be lost. You were carnal. You were worldly. And so that's what hurt me as I was seeking to go and grow beyond that. And then eventually, church elders told my family that I was just lost. In other words, you were considered to be less spiritual and most likely on your way to hell. Now that may sound a little harsh, but unfortunately that's what happens when the love of God is not in the mix. I wanted nothing more than to be able to serve Him freely, the way He wanted me to serve Him. I wanted His presence. I wanted His power in my life. I wanted it now, not later. And so that's when I was ridiculed, and that's when I was looked at as being off and lost, deceived, as I reached out for that. And that's when I lost friends that saw it otherwise, that were just within the framework of our denomination that we were used to. And so when I started reaching out for those things to gain, to be more useful in God's work and in His kingdom, that's when I was looked at as being one of them, you know, one of those people that have a form of godliness, but they deny the power of God. I wanted to see the giftings of God flow through us as a family and through me individually, and to be involved with His people. But I didn't realize how much prejudice there was in the church. You know, when you didn't believe like they believed. That was a big wake-up call for me. At that time, I was married and had 2 children. I poured my heart out to her, sharing with her my excitement, what I had seen, with the hope that she would share in that excitement also. At the very beginnings, it looked like she saw and she understood. Unfortunately, over time, due to religious teachings and influences from relatives and friends, she turned away from me. Which eventually led to our separation. I waited for her for 5 years with the hope that things would change. However, our marriage ended in divorce. Before the divorce, I spent many nights wetting my pillowcase thinking about my wife and children. It wasn't long after that I had said that I hate religion. Love Jesus, love His fellowship, but I hate religion because of the confusion and the hurt and the sometimes destruction it brought. After the divorce, I wondered if I could ever be useful in God's kingdom, useful in His work. Since that time, I've learned that there is true religion. We can be at peace, although we hurt, and it will hurt. God's Holy Spirit is faithful to bring comfort, to bring peace, to bring power. And although rejected by men, He will accept you and give you favor. My story would not be complete without saying that everything I lost, God gave it back. A wonderful wife, 3 wonderful boys, friends. God restores. He does, and He will give it all back.